myself Jay Tandil, working as a assistant professor on Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. In the previous we have discussed about basic power semiconductor devices and its application. Today we are going to learn about most important power semiconductor device called silicon control rectifier, SCR. So, most probably used for the rectification purpose of power conversion. That is why it is called as a rectifier at last word. Silicon control, it made up of some silicon semiconductor. So, finally they call silicon control rectifier, SCR. So, you can see the basic symbolic representation of SCR and some configuration. It is a PN 4 layer 3 junction 3 terminal device, or it is called as a 3 diode which is connected back to back with gate connection or 2 complementary transistor connection. That is also true if you want to more understanding about SCR, then 2 transition model is the best example of to understand the SCR. It is widely used as a switching device in power controlled application. It can be switched on for the various length of time and deliver the selected amount of power to the load. It can be controlled leads by the switching the current off and on up to the many thousands time per second. Hence, it possesses the advantage of the rheostat and the switch with none of the other disadvantages of this construction. Now, as shown in the left side figure, it is a 4 layer PN. So, it is having a ultimately 3 terminal which is indicated by J1, J2 and J3. So, P1 and P2, P type layer and N, that is a N type layer, P that is Hall and L says numbers of electrons. Terminal names are anode which is indicated by A, cathode which is indicated by K actually on symbolic representation, and gate that is indicated by G. So, gate terminal you can see over here is connected to the inner P layer and it control the firing or switching of the SCR. Now, the biasing of SCR, that means when J1 when forwardly we can give the we are connecting the voltage across anode to cathode. Current is try to anode is make positive with respect to cathode. So, current try to flow from anode to cathode. You can see PN, that is forward junction J1, and you see the PN junction J3, that is also in forward bias because PN. But here J2 that having a NP layer, so that make the reverse bias ultimately. So, the operations wise SCR is connected in series with the anode and keep at positive potential with respect to the cathode when gate is open. So, ultimately no voltage is applied at gate. Under this condition, junction J1 and J3 are in a forward bias condition and J2 are in reverse bias condition because the NP. So, due to this there is no current which is allowed from anode to cathode. So, ultimately we can say the SCR is turned off whether we give the inputs between anode to cathode. So, our main task is to whatever the J2 which having a depletion layer we are generated, we can say ultimately. So, that we try to reduce the depletion. So, whatever the electron flow which is opposite on a conventional flow will be produced. So, the SCR offer a very small forward resistance, so that it allow the infinitely the high current. The current is flow through the SCR is limited only by the anode voltage and the external resistance. If the battery is connected of the applied voltage or reverse bias, suppose we consider the cathode as a positive and anode as a negative, or we are simply replace the battery terminal, then the condition is likewise J1 and J3 are in reverse bias condition because they make PN ultimately, right. When we are give the reverse current from NP, you can see when I consider the current from the cathode to anode, that J3 junction is NP, J2 junction is PN and J1 junction is NP and then anode terminal. So, what will happen, J1 and J3 are in reverse bias condition and only PN, that is J2 junction, are to be considered in forward bias. But in such situations, if we further increasing the anode to cathode reverse voltage, then what will happen, then J1 and J2 are to be break down and reversely thyristor is conducted. Actually, the property of thyristor is it can be turned on forwardly only. We are using a switch power semiconductor device to allow the forward current only. If reverse current, if avalanche is produced, then what will happen? The thyristor may be damaged, so short circuit current that will be flow, it will be ultimately disconnect the supply. So, we can understand the effect of gate by simply understanding by this figure. Actually 3 terminals. So, our cathode terminal, that is a I am consider 2 layer of cathode and that make 2 terminal make a single, or we can consider there are two types of cathodes over there. So, you can see P and PN. So, P1 N1, P2 N2, right. So, this N2 that is on both sides. So, the P2 layer that having a diagram is something larger compared to others. This is a doping level, this indicate the 10⁻⁹ P plus and minus, that is indicate a doping layer. So, this is the simple practical diagrams of the SCR. Now, how it behave during a forward blocking conditions. Forward blocking state means that it not allow to current whether we are giving the anode to cathode voltage, right. So, what will happen, as I told you earlier, J1 when I consider anode as a positive, so current is try to flow up to the PN. So, J1 that is forward bias because it is a simply PN, but now here at J2 and P terminal that make some reverse bias. So, some layer that is called as a depletion layer, you can simply see over here, that is J2 over here, these are the depletion layer, right. So, we need to reduce that layer, then and then electrons can be exchanged, and then when the electron will be exchanged, what will happen, anode to current, anode to cathode current that will be flow. So, we can say turn on the switch, right. So, this is a forward blocking mode, means we are give the supply between anode to cathode, still we are not getting a current on cathode side, right. Now, second mode that is called as a reverse blocking mode. In a reverse blocking mode, cathode is positive and anode is negative. So, current is try to flow from cathode to anode. So, we are starting a flowing a current from bottom side. So, if we apply the current over here, so first layer is N and after N2 and after that P2. So, it is NP, NP is already reverse bias, after so J3 is reverse bias, after that P2 and N1 here on the middle portion, J2 that is PN simply, that is in forward bias, third that is starting from N1 and P1. So, that also NP that make a reverse bias. So, in reverse blocking state, what will happen, we can say J1 and J3 are in reverse bias condition and J2 that is in forward bias. So, if we want to operate, actually thyristor never operate on reverse conduction mode, if it is operate then it burn out. So, if as I told you further increasing the voltage, then J1 and J3 that will be lost. So, third mode that is called as a, simply there are so many techniques which is available, we understand on the some characteristics of SCR during that, but simply silicon control rectifier, that will be when the some voltage which is applied across anode to, when the CR is placed on some circuitry, there is some voltage appear across that. So, that simply for understanding that I consider the DC supply. This is a condition of forward conduction mode, because battery terminal is negative to positive, so current that will be flow from that, right. But you can see every junction that will be behave differently when we give the supply from the anode side, when sometime we give the supply to the cathode side. So, during a forward blocking state or reverse blocking state, there is no current exchange, but what will happen, some leakage current that will be flow from that. So, this small line that is indicates some leakage current flow through the SCR, whether the SCR that is in forward blocking state or forward conduction state. So, that simply indicate on VI characteristic, we will discuss later. So, silicon control rectifier, when in blocking mode, we are trying to reduce that block, we are applying some gate pulses. Another method, that is we have forwardly applied increasing the voltage, light triggering method, dV by dt triggering, di by dt. There are so many conduction method of SCR, but these are simply understand the diagram, circuit diagram of SCR, that is indicated over here. We apply the anode to cathode voltage by some battery. Another, we are applying the gate to cathode battery with, I am not mentioning over here, but there are some resistance across that, yes, in series with the battery, which is limit the gate current. So, right. So, these are simply diagram. Now, try to understand the static characteristics. I mentioned the symbolic representation, anode to cathode. Anode is positive always, cathode is negative, and another terminal, that is a gate. Gate is always connected with P terminal, that is keep in mind, right. So, SCR is a 4 layer 3 terminal 3 junction device. Now, when I am talking about the static characteristics, when we are not conduct the SCR, we are try to conduct the SCR, but at that time gate triggering, we are not using a gate triggering method. So, always gate need to be open. So, you can see over here, battery is connected with some resistance, as I told you, that is variable resistance. Switch is open, so there is no gate is given to that. We are only applied the anode to cathode voltage, and that whatever the voltage and current, that is to be the current is to be changed by some rheostatic manner, you can see over here. So, and for understanding, we are connecting a simple load. So, for understanding static characteristics, they are divided into 3 sections. First, that is a reverse blocking mode, second, that is forward blocking mode, and third, that is a forward conduction mode. That is simply a characteristics of SCR. So, we can try to understand that characteristic step by step, but before that, as we apply the anode to cathode, voltage is increased above the 0, very small current is flow through the device. Under this condition, SCR is off actually. So, it will be continuously until the applied voltage reach to the some forward breakover voltage, that is a forward breakover voltage means voltage at which the SCR is reach at some latching current, and the holding latching current is try to flow, or current that will be try to flow from that from the SCR. So, it is try to operate it, we can say. Right. So, if the anode to cathode applied voltage is exit to some breakover voltage, means I told you before that whether we are applying the anode to cathode voltage, but there is some leakage current that will be flow from that, and block is if it is made up of some silicon material, then some threshold voltage is 0.7 volt. So, after 0.7 volt it will be try to conduct, right. So, if anode to cathode voltage exit up to the breakdown voltage is conduct heavily, so SCR is tried to turn on, and anode to cathode voltage is to be decreased. After turn on, it will be decreased. So, quickly to it is reached at some point, this condition is called as SCR is offer a very low resistance, and which is drop very low voltage across it. Now, at this stage, SCR is allow the more current to the to low value. So, amplitude of the current is depending upon supply voltage and load resistance which is connected across that. So, the current corresponding to some current, that is called actually holding current. We discussed what is holding current, what is latching current on dynamic characteristics. So, in a static VR characteristics, we are trying to understand first reverse blocking mode. So, in static we need to gate open, that is always keep in mind. So, gate is open over here. I am considering reverse blocking mode. Reverse blocking mode is means what? We are changing a terminal, we are trying to allow the current from cathode to anode. Actually, it is not possible. If it is possible, then thyristor is to be breakdown. So, what is reverse blocking effect? We try to understand first. So, you can see over here, we are trying to flow the current from cathode to anode direction. So, when we apply the cathode to anode, which layer? NP. So, first is reverse bias, PN. So, J2 is forward bias, NP is further J1 is reverse bias. So, in reverse blocking state, J1 and J2 is reverse bias only J2 is to be in forward bias. So there is no allow current from NP, because NP need to be break down, then and then PN is flow. Further after that J1 is need to be break down, then and then anode cathode 2. That will be happen at a particular voltage, that is called as avalanche breakdown. Here it is indicated by VBR, breakdown voltage. So you can see the characteristics is divided into having a axis of anode current versus anode voltage, anode to cathode voltage, right. So you can see that here is a negative axis, so negative voltage is applied. Actually we are changing a terminal over here, so that's why negative VAK, right, anode to cathode voltage. Now you can see it is voltage is gradually increased, but it is that negative IA current you can see over here. At particular point it start from 0, but there is some current. Actually there is no need to be current flow from cathode to anode, but there is still current flow, that is called as a leakage reverse current. So that is the reason of there is some value in point, there is a anode current is flow from that. So we are it is after some voltage is applied, it is constant, you can see. So that mode is called as a leakage reverse leakage current on reverse blocking mode. So we are further applying the voltage, further applying the voltage, further applying the voltage up to the voltage of VBR. Means what? At this point of VBR, this both junction J3 and J1 are to be break down, and current is allowed in reverse condition. So after this point of breakdown, PQ, that is a after avalanche, it will be try to increase reversely. So actually we are use SCR for allow the forward current only. If it is allow in reverse, then what will happen? And NP and NP, J1 and J2 are is to be break down and reverse current is flow. So SCR that will be damaged the equipment, and by default the SCR is damaged. So this is a mode regarding to the reverse blocking mode. Now static characteristics for forward blocking mode. Forward blocking mode means anode to cathode positively we apply the voltage. Means we can say anode is positive respect to cathode. So current is try to flow from A to K. So right to A to K. So first P junction and N, that is a forward bias. Second N to P means that is J2, that is reverse bias, and further P to N, the J3 is in forward bias. So in forward blocking state, what will happen? J1 and J3 in forward bias with some leakage current, and J2 is in reverse bias condition. So only if we broke that J2 layer, what will happen? It is try to turn on. But we are try to understand the blocking state. Blocking state means SCR till not on. We are proceeding for it, but SCR is not turn on. This is further as reverse bias condition. What will happen? Some leakage current is flow. Similar that forwardly, whether it is J2 is in reverse bias, some leakage current is flow because of barrier potential, right. So there are some, see over here there are some amount of current that will be, it is not exactly 0, and that is called as a forward leakage current up to the O to some point of that. At point of M it will be avalanche, there is a breakdown of N2, it happen by increasing the anode to cathode, not gate terminal is given to that, and that is called as a forward conduction mode. So after M, O to M, that is a forward blocking state, and it having a some leakage current, because J2 still not turn on, not break down, J2 having a some breakdown depletion layer, it is not breakdown, but we are applying for, we are try to increase the anode to cathode voltage up to the point of M. So this condition in which SCR is not turn on, after the M point it try to turn on, that is called over here IV characteristic of forward conduction mode. Still my gate is open, now my J2 is breakdown. Whatever the depletion layer we try to, when we anode to cathode voltage increase, what will happen? That depletion layer will be less, means when it is less up to at some point it is conducted, electron exchange that will be started. So after the M point, current is try to flow from anode to cathode, that is point current is try to flow is called as a latching current, and at some point it will be hold beyond the latching current, the current in state in the position of that holding current, means SCR is proceeding to turn on, but there is no current that will be flow. Current that will be try to flow from the point, that is called as a holding current. So, you can see that my character is shifted from M to directly, because now there is no need to further increasing the anode to cathode voltage. Now, it is to be reduced. So, after reach the holding current voltage, anode to cathode voltage reach to some minimum value over here. This is the particular value of voltage. At this voltage, holding current is now it's reached to the latching current, and then after it will be increased to. The line is little bit crossed because of some leakage current that will be flow from forward. Okay. So, these are the static characteristics of SCR. Now, there are some terms which is regarding to the characteristics. First, that is called as a delay time, rise time and spread time, because the switching characteristics, that is to be important to understand how the switching characteristics is to be form when the gate current is to be given to that when I forward anode to cathode. So, the forward bias thyristor is usually turned by the positive gate voltage. Now, gate to cathode triggering, that switching characteristics means when we are try to apply the gate pulses at that time, what the behavior of characteristics, that is called as the switching characteristics. So, these three there is a transitions time for the forward off state of the to forward on state. This transmission is called as a thyristor turn on process, which is defined as a time duration which is changed from forward blocking state to final load stage. So, that this turn on time that will be divided into the three sections, that is called as a delay time, that is indicated by TD, rise time that is indicated by TR, and the sample time that is called as a spread time that is called as a TB. Now, to understand the switching characteristics, first we try to understand the delay time. So, delay time that is indicated by TD. Actually, we are giving the anode to cathode voltage, we are at an initial stage, we are trying to increase that voltage, you have to think about it. So, delay time that is measured from the instant at which the gate current is reached to 0.9 Ig, because 0.7 that is the threshold voltage value. So, at that times there are including some leakage current, we are consider 0.9 Ig to conduct the to instant at which the anode current is reached to 0.1 Ia. What is that value and how we can see on our further slide. So, the delay time is defined as a time during at which anode voltages fall from Va to 0.9 Va, it is 1 Va to reduce to 0.9 Va, which 0.1 gap where the Va is initial value of the anode voltage. You can see on the diagram 1, anode to cathode is reached to that, we are applying the gate pulses. So, whatever the depletion layer try to reduce, and current is furtherly flow from J2 is in a forward bias, means depletion layer try to reduce, and whatever my anode current is reached to cathode. So, further characteristics we can understand later. Thank you very much.